long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishable items, and even refrigerated products, and a whole lot more. With storage facilities located in U.S. and Canada, CTPAT approved and fast express drivers, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the best choice to haul your load. Give their old pickup a rest. Call Gary Mercer Trucking at 800-668-2980 or check them out at gmercer.com as the field comes out of turn number 4. Look at a great battle going on for 9th place. Here we go, Michael Keaton. I'll say it for the first time tonight. Here comes Bobby.
Here comes Bobby Terrell, the points leader in 9th position, being pushed by ARCA driver Justin Boston, subbing in for Aaron Grosskopf in that number 52 truck. ZLoop.com Chevrolet. They're going to see if they can push each other to the front, but it looks like maybe they're laying back for now.
Let's go back down to pit road to Dakota Ehrman. Dakota, what is the strategy for Bobby Terrell in this race, and why has he had the success that he's had throughout the Truck Series championship right now for RSR on Thursday nights?
Bobby Terrell, he's really got these trucks figured out. He knows what he needs to do at a lot of the other tracks. He's learned a lot from other tracks, and he told me coming to this race that he's not a fan of Talladega, and not a lot of guys are right now. As you can see, he's just kind of riding around. All he wanted to do was get back up with this lead pack, and he was just going to kind of ride around and make sure that they weren't too dangerous, as you might say, and going to cause a wreck that he might be involved in right now.
Yeah, and I'm watching a truck off the pace in 33rd spot, Frank Kuntz in the 48 Chevrolet. He's definitely got an issue. He now limps onto pit road as we've got a lead change. Dwayne Vincent now passes LeVere, Jimmy North and company for the top spot. We're going to go to a quick break. We're early in the going. 10 laps, seeing 45 to go here at the Talladega Super Speedway with the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. From Talladega Super Speedway, you're tuned in to ETV Live Radio, powered by the HD Radio Network. The leader in sim broadcasting will go side by side and back for the call after these words. Whoa.
Huffman coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over Dwayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, when we got one car on the bottom of the 10 cars. Blimp view high above Talladega Super Speedway as you see the warlords of the RSR Outlaw Truck Series battle it out on a Thursday night at Talladega. 55 laps. We're still in the early crosshairs of this event, working lap number 13 to completion. And on lap 14, and they're about to go 3 wide for the lead. A moment ago, we were talking about while you were watching the side-by-side commercial coverage, you watched that white 52 truck That's the truck in the middle behind Joe Reuter in the blue number 19, the blue and silver 19. That's Justin Boston. And Justin Boston, Michael Keaton, is a full-time driver in the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards Tour.
Yeah, and tonight filling in for Aaron Grosskopf in that 52 truck, zloop.com. 52 Chevrolet looking mighty good, pushing Joe the Show Reuter out there to the lead. Joe may lead this time by 15 laps on the board, Wes. And looks like some things have started to get settled out as people start to run their 2 tandems course.
No doubt. Yeah, you're exactly right. As they come back to the line, here comes Justin Boston one more time. He'll try to close in on Joe Reuter for the lead as they come back into turn 1. And I want to pick up another battle that's going on into the racetrack, and it's going on about mid-pack as one truck about got put into the wall. That was the 98 of Stephen Herron. Herron's machine pushed way up the racetrack as he has this battle going on in 18th and 17th. Bobby Terrell as well as Eric Malik. Those guys going at it hot and heavy. We mentioned Bobby Terrell a moment ago up battling for the lead. Now he falls back inside the top 20, Michael.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell was up there with ARCA driver Justin Boston, and then somehow or another they got separated. Now he's actually almost about to lose the draft. Eric Malik in that number 9 truck trying to lay off a little bit, but a little bit of hesitation up here in the front, West, as they start to scatter going into turn 1. They're 3 wide and 7th.
They're scattering like a light cut on, and the roaches are running everywhere, getting out of harm's way as they go back in the corner. One don't slip. They're all finding a hiding place to run at. High, wide, to the bottom, to the top, slicing, dicing, get out the chopping block. They're battling for the lead at Talladega in turn 3. 4 wide, back in second to third on back.
The 12 of Douglas White to the outside racetrack, allowing the 98 to go by there. That's Jason Lester in the 92 machine, coming out of turn 4 there, and Dwayne Vincent now pushed back to 7th position. He's stuck on the inside as they touch going down the front stretch.
To the bottom goes Vincent. Vincent's car goes below the yellow line. He doesn't pass anybody, so he's okay. Remember, if you do not advance your position, you're okay if you go below the yellow line. But the bottom line is this, Dakota Ehrman, you don't want to get down below that apron, because if you do, it can be costly because that truck will go sideways and spinning.
Guys, I have to disagree. There is an advantage to that apron line is nobody's using it. They can't pass down there, so people can go down there and cool off the engines if need be. I think you'll see that when you have 2 cars up front. Maybe the second car will kind of pull down there every once in a while in the backstretch, trying to get as much air as they can. It's not something we see as much anymore, but it's something we used to see, and it still does happen occasionally.
You're exactly right, but it can be a risk factor because when you go off of the... Wow, we got trucks. Looks like they're coming to pit road in the early going. Green flag, pit stops, trouble! One machine, Justin Boston Rex entering pit road. Does a 360, gets passed by 3 trucks as they enter pit road. Big trouble there. Boston was able to keep on going, but I'll tell you what, Dakota Ehrman, that could have been scary on pit road. Glad you were able to get out of the way, but trucks are in front of you for pit stops and green flag.
Yeah, Justin Boston not really used to the brakes here, but should be fuel only stops here, guys. This is scheduled stops. The earlier you get in, the better, because you have to take less fuel first off, and the sooner you get that back in, weight down with the fuel, you can be able to get the speeds back up. As you see, I believe it was Ryan Bueller, the first car off pit road, Joe Reuter second, Eric Malik third, and Scott Cranberg fourth.
Here's the good news, Wes. The 52 of Justin Boston did get woken up in time. No black flag there, just a little bit of cosmetic damage to the left rear quarter panel. I think he'll be okay. He's just got to find a drafting partner right now. He's empty on the track.
Yeah, I don't know if John Westling, our great engineer for ETV Live, can go back and show you the replay, but Justin Boston's truck just simply lost it, locked up the tires, done a 360 and a half, and was able to make it on the pit road. And yes, he was under pit road speed in the process. But I'll tell you what, that could have been very costly as the field comes down the back straightaway. David Lanza is the man out in front, but now for the first time in the race, guys, he's going to have to deal with backmarker cars or backmarker trucks as there's lap traffic just coming off of pit road. Now they're about to overtake them as they go to turn 3 and 4.
Want to make mention, if you're watching the broadcast right now, right underneath the play-in bar there, you'll see a click here for interactive chat room. We got people in here talking. Come in here and ask us any kind of question. Talk to us. This is an interactive type chat room. All you got to do is click here. You don't have to sign in or anything or password. And if you got a question, we'll try to get an answer. If you want something shown, we'll try to get that done too, Wes.
Absolutely, and some other great interactive shows. We'll remind you on Monday night, join us on ETV Live Radio with yours truly, Mike Neff and Marcus Morgan and the Winter Is Motorsports Show, everything from NASCAR to grassroots, every Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, this Monday night, we will be on the air from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern, and I promise you it's a subject that you do not want to miss. We're going to be talking about NASCAR, Daytona, the Gen 6 car, and just a whole bunch of other things for 1 hour. That'll be from 6 to 7. And, of course, also Fast Track Weekly Live with yours truly, as I'm the national announcer for that series. It is produced by ETV Live Radio on HD Radio Network every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. However, we're going to East Bay. That race will be on TV. That race will be on this coming up week. The Fast Track Weekly Live show will be on Monday night at 7 o'clock. And another great show I want to mention you to is just a great show, The Pit Report, on Thursday night at 7:30. What an outstanding job that Kyle Taraska and Jason Gerlach do. What an awesome program. Everything from simulation racing news, just some of the great stories that happen throughout the week in the simulation world. You can check it out on some of the great lineup of broadcasting here on ETV Live Radio and the HD Radio Network, and that's why they're the leader in sim broadcasting, taking simulation to reality in 2013. Michael Keaton. Meanwhile, we got a 4-truck battle for the top spot. LeVert's leading that battle, but here comes Justin Boston. That's that lap machine, the one that spun out there, and here comes David Lanza ready to try to get that top spot back out of turn 2.
And in the booth joining us right now is spotting for that Mr. 52 truck down there, the ZLoop.com Chevrolet of Justin Boston, Aaron Grosskopf. We saw Justin lock it up coming up pit road, avoided the black flag for speeding, but he got a little bit of cosmetic damage. How's the truck look?
I mean, he said it's driving okay. He had a problem with his shifter getting stuck into neutral when he pitted, and that's what caused him to spin out.
Right now, he's showing 1 lap down, but Aaron, he's right there behind C.J. LeVert and David Lanza. Are you guys trying to get around him right now?
Yeah, we've been working with Joe Reuter. He's running really good with them, and we're just trying to get back with the pack. We're really praying for a caution on this team right now.
Tell you what, Aaron Grosskopf, again, the spotter for Justin Boston. Normally, Aaron is behind the wheel of the 52 truck. Led a lap at Michigan last Thursday night with the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. But I'll tell you what, with that incident that happened with Justin spinning and locking up the transmission, would you have wanted to have seen the caution flag? Yes, he would have been the cause of the yellow. But now he is in a hornet's nest of lead pack machines that have now got him a lap down.
I mean, yeah, I was hoping that we could have came out with the people that we went in the pits with, you know, because we're running so good with Joe there. But I have faith in Justin. That's why he's in my truck tonight. With him being an actual ARCA driver and all, I think we could pull something out here.
Meanwhile, let's go back down to pit road. A host of trucks, Bobby Terrell, the points leader, and Steve Ritter, and many more on pit road, ready to make green flag pit stops here on lap number 23. Let's go to pit road and the All-Star ETV pit reporter, Dakota Ehrman.
Yeah, Dwayne Vincent, one of the first coming down, giving up one of the top spots, coming down fuel only. These guys making, I believe, small wedge adjustments to try to increase the speed in the cars. One of the only things that they can really do to Super Speedway anymore. But it's a 16 of Steve Ritter. He gets in and out a lot quicker than Dwayne Vincent. Maybe these two trying to stay together here as they leave pit road. Dwayne Vincent's going to lead them off with Steve Ritter in second. Bobby Terrell in third, and that is the points leader, guys.
The excitement builds. This is Talladega and the RSR Outlaw Truck Series, and coming up in February, it's the Full Throttle Cup Series, and in season's end, 26 races to make it into the top 12, to make it into that 10-race chase for the championship for that Bob Earl racing seat. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about this deal. It's a simulation racing cockpit designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation cockpit? As a former race car driver, Bob Earl knows what it means to be comfortable in the cockpit of a car and even running in simulation. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame, additional monitor stand, and shift mount sold separately. Proud sponsor of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series in 2013, a high-quality and affordable virtual racing cockpit priced at just $349 than what other people pay for thousands of dollars. See it all at BobEarlRacing.com, and you can on yours today, just like last year's Full Throttle Cup Series champion, Landon Huffman. And as we go at it again, racing continues. We'll go side by side for you as the battle heats up between LeVere and Lanza. LeVere closes in on Lanza. Now they'll go back single file. Great racing, still caution free at Talladega. We'll go side by side. You're not going to miss a thing. Whoa, hang on a minute. Jimmy North, that was a scare on Michael Keaton. He could have got smushed like a peanut butter jelly sandwich battle in there just a moment ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Wes stuck in the middle without a drafting partner. Boston's on the outside working with the 24 machine of Mark Butcher, or Bratcher, but now it looks like Boston's going to get the 12 car of Douglas White to help him out a little bit. So, a little scared, but Jimmy North somehow another saves it.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you, and I bet you that's what Jimmy North is humming in his head right now, just hoping that not mistakes happen as now they falter and get back into single file rotation. We'll go side by side from Talladega Super Speedway. This is ETV Live Radio, powered by the HD Radio Network and the RSR RSR Outlaw Truck Series on the Leader in Sim Broadcasting here at Talladega. We'll be right back right after this word as we get ready to come up on halfway.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard-driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Welcome back, Talladega, as we've got now lap trucks mixed in with lead trucks coming up on halfway, just past halfway actually, and I'll tell you what a great race. CJ LeVere doing a great job. Michael Keaton, well, I guess I jinxed him. Now he's falling back. Here comes Dwayne Vincent and a host of other trucks all trying to get by him, but again, you've got lap trucks battling with lead trucks because we had a cycle of green flag pit stops that has now shuffled the deck all across the board, and your battle is for the lead between the 4 of LeVere, the black and white 40 you're inside, and David Lanza on the 33 out in front of him. Douglas Wyatt sits 3rd, Jimmy North is 4th, but again, lap trucks, Michael Keaton, are causing a lot of problems for the leaders.
Keep in mind now, the CJ LeVere crew, the 4 truck, and the 33 of David Lanza, who's currently leading here at Talladega, have not pitted. And then they've got Dwayne Vincent, Jimmy North, Steve Ritter. They're all in the mix trying to work their lap back. Actually, Jimmy North being, Jimmy North's on the lead lap. He has not pitted as well. Sorry about that.
You're exactly right. As the battle continues 3 wide as they go back into the corner. Dakota Ehrman, can we possibly see this race go caution-free, buddy? These guys are really racing using their heads tonight, or are we about to jinx things with that last comment coming out of my mouth?
Well, being as we are famous for the ETV Live jinx, I think you should have just kept your mouth shut, Wesley. You just jinxed it, so we'll probably say caution. But it's been seen before. We've gone caution-free here sometimes, rarely, but it's happened.
No, you're exactly correct. Is now it seems like it's come down to 2 trucks, Michael Keaton, maybe 3. C.J. LeVere, David Lanza, and Joe Reuter, as they're just slicing and dicing, battling with one another. And don't count out Douglas Wyatt. He's also in that mix. Joe Reuter is one of those guys that are stuck on the lead lap. He is in the 10th position. The next truck on the tail end of the lead lap, as he's trying to contest to get in front of these guys to stay on the lead lap, so it'll cycle back around. Just want to give you a rundown. The top 10 trucks are on the lead lap. Everybody from 11th to 33rd are a lap down or more.
Yeah, and 6 of those trucks, Wes, has not pitted. C.J. LeVere, David Lanza, Douglas Wyatt, Jimmy North, Doug Roth, and John Abbott. Those 2 guys that I just mentioned, Doug Roth and John Abbott, of course, part of the Stroker Races team. Those guys working together have not pitted just yet. But Scott Granberg, these guys, Ryan Bueller, Eric Malik, and Joe the Show Reuter, they've pitted, Wes, and they're still on the lead lap, so they're in great position.
Yeah, it's great racing. Again, with those lap trucks in the mix, it kind of makes you wonder, where do you make your move? And it kind of makes you wonder also who you're racing with, because sometimes you're 3 wide at the front of the pack there as they go at it again for the top spot. To the bottom of the inside goes LeVere. Lanza's in that mix. So is Douglas Wyatt. Now 3 trucks battle for the top spot. But again, you got them lap machines in the way. You kind of wonder who you're racing with for position.
Yeah, and Justin Boston and Mark Bratcher, 2 of those guys up there that are a lap down, trying to stay there, Wes, trying to stay with the leaders just in case something happens. But now the leaders, 1, 2, 3, they're going to do a little 3-car tango here. Douglas Wyatt in 3rd, stuck in the middle, C.J. LeVere in 2nd, and David Lanza, the G-Series Chevrolet Gatorade machine, up front leading the 3-car tandem.
The 3-truck train leads its way into turn 3 and out of turn 4. Lanza in the top spot. In the middle is going to be LeVere, and now losing ground in 3rd is Douglas Wyatt. Wyatt now has Justin Boston to his outside. Now he's going to leave him hung out to dry because the 24, Mark Bratcher, will go with him to the outside. But again, Bratcher's a lap down. So is Justin Boston. Those are lap down machines. Leaders are on your inside. Lap trucks to the outside. Lanza and LeVere now battle 1 and 2 for the lead. Single file out of turn 2.
Wes, these guys doing a great job of keeping up with LeVere and Lanza, who are leading right now. They're stuck 1 lap down, but it looks like maybe they're going to get back on the lead lap. Scott Granberg is still hanging on by the skin of his teeth. So is Eric Malik and Ryan Bueller, as they're 42 seconds behind the leader, who's just about a half turn ahead.
Absolutely, as the field comes back out of turn number 4, lap machines up into the outside lane. That's Bratcher of the 24, the 52 of Justin Boston, again driving Aaron Grosskopf's truck. Justin Boston has a lot of experience running the ARCA series, and what a better place to get some seat time to prepare for the ARCA races for 2013 in real life than getting on the simulation here tonight for the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. Now they're 3 wide. Lap machine, wow, that could have been bad. Boston, if he would have been a little bit closer to the 24, they would have made contact. They keep it together. They're now side by side. Lead and lap machines all battle door to door down the back stretch at Talladega with Lanza out in front.
Here comes Ritter and Wayne Vincent on the outside, 3 wide, possibly going into turn 3. Yes, sir, 3 wide, trying to get the lap back, and the leaders down on the bottom, C.J. LeVere and Lanza.
And some big names that are stuck in that battle, and I promise you they're going to start getting impatient. You got Granberg in the mix. You got Reuter in the mix. Boston's there. Bratcher's there. Great contenders. Men a lap down. Vincent Ritter, who won last week at Michigan, he's a lap down. The points leader, Bobby Terrell's a lap down. Rhett McBride, just some of the names we mentioned. They're under attack. They're going at it down into turn number 3 and 4. This time back to the line. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They're exiting off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And I'm telling you right now, whoa, there we go. There's contact. Lanza gets sideways. He hits LeVere. LeVere hits Wyatt. Lanza spins down the back straightaway. Wyatt's truck into the wall. The points leader's involved. The points leader, Bobby Terrell's caught up in it. And there's the caution on the racetrack. 4 or 5 trucks involved, and the yellow's out, Michael Keaton.
Oh, man. What an incident on the back stretch. And this one's going to start up there with C.J. LeVere, Wes, and David Lanza and Dwayne Vincent in the 12 of Douglas White that you mentioned.
Big trouble. Lanza's involved. C.J. LeVere was involved. There were 1 and 2 on the track. Douglas Wyatt was involved. Bottom line, Dakota Ehrman, the top 3 just got taken out, including the points man of Bobby Terrell.
it's like I said, anything can happen. It's a lot on drafting here, and you got to rely on other people, and it can be troublesome here. But another thing I said is that you jinxed it there.
Yeah, you can say I jinxed it all you want to, but I'm going to tell you what, that was just a crazy move that Lanza made to the bottom of the racetrack, Michael Keaton, and that's what started it. Jinx or not, that was just a gutsy move, and it cost him big time.
And some of the lucky contenders here staying on the lead lap: Justin Boston, Dwayne Vincent, Steve Ritter. They're all out front of John Abbott, who I believe has control of the race right now. But wow, what a way to race themselves back onto the lead lap here, Wes.
No, look who's out in front. Doug Roth. Doug Roth in the 43, and we mentioned him. You know, that was one of the professor's picks with George Wood. Could tonight be the night for him? John Abbott's out in front. Now they're going to come to the scoring loop. But I'm just mentioning that yes, John Abbott and Doug Roth, names that we don't normally see, and it's some of the picks that George said could be a contender. They're up there now. Pit stops. To pit road we go. John Abbott, the leader. Doug Roth, Joe Reuter and company. Lap Machines also on there. David Lanza and the others involved in the wreck. They're in front of you, Dakota Ehrman.
Doug Roth barely able to get stalled, but he gets in there. He takes fuel only, and he is away rather quickly, hoping to get the lead off the pit road. Not quite going to be able to get it, as he was beaten out. But I don't know. I think it was Jimmy North beating him out in and out. But fuel only stops here, guys. Very minimal changes to any car. Say CJ Lavera come out now.
Wow. Talk about a strategy right here, guys. Everything just changes into place. And by the way, that old saying, cautions breed cautions, also comes to play. So pit stops are in the books. They'll cycle back around. We'll get them ready for the restart. Lap Machines to the back. And by the way, when everything's all said and done, it'll leave with 21 trucks on the lead lap. Commercial break time. Final commercial. And we'll take you flag to flag to the checkered flag from Talladega Super Speedway. This is the RSR Outlaw Truck Series on ETV Live Radio, powered by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over Dwayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, when we got one car on the bottom, the 10 car. Coming up, 15-lap shootout at Talladega Super Speedway. The RSR Outlaw Truck Series, Wesley Outlay and Michael Keaton, Dakota Ehrman on pit road, John Wesley the engineering, the broadcast, and of course, J.D. Webb for the ETV Live executive producer, and Phil Foltz with HD Radio Network doing a great job making sure the HD Radio Network broadcast for ETV Live is in perfect sequence as well. Under caution, just had a big one. I guess you could call it a big one. Big turn of events. Top 3 trucks got taken out. And in doing so, the points leader also involved. Back to Dakota Ehrman on pit road. How badly damages the 14 of Bobby Terrell?
Well, guys, they're here on pit road trying to get everything fixed. He did lose a lap. I believe he was already lapped down, but lost a lap so far, and he's down there just trying to get all the damage salvaged that he can so we get back out on the track as soon as possible, guys.
What a heartbreak there, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell, points leader, 16 up on Rhett McBride, sitting 27th right now. And Rhett McBride, though, guys, he's not sitting too pretty back there in 17th. Right now, though, Doug Roth, the man who's third in points, is sitting first on the leaderboard right in front of Ryan Bueller. So put him up right now, possibly close into the points lead, if not a couple of points behind. Where's Joe Reuter? Joe the Show Reuter back in 30th position, 3 laps down, caught up in that incident. And then we come to Dwayne Vincent, the black bullet, the silver bullet, the hot tamale, whatever you want to call him. Dwayne Vincent, 5th in points. Guys, sitting 7th right now on the racetrack at Talladega.
And I'll tell you what, Doug Roth starts 25th, finished 9th in the last race at Talladega. 16 races, 3 top 10s, and 1 top 12. Highest start was 22nd. And now Doug Roth is one of the guys that you need to keep an eye on. Could tonight be the night? I just want to remind you of George Wood, the Professor Picks, our RSR statistician. If the lights are off on the pace car, will come to green this time by. Get some racing. That is what he called it. Scott Granberg, Joe Reuter, and Eric Malik. Stroker Aces team of John Abbott and Doug Roth and Stephen Herron. He believed that those trucks, tonight was their night to shine. And at the top, the first pick, Doug Roth. He's out in front. Michael Keaton. Does George Wood know how to pick him or what? Good job, Professor.
The only thing that I see here, Wes, is the Stroker Races team. John Abbott sitting back there in about 11th position right now, and Stephen Herring, who is all the way back in 26, a lap down. So Doug Roth is up there kind of in no man's land with no teammate, but not to say that no one will push him around here for a couple of laps.
And an upcoming story, John Wilco has requested to be at the Oval Office to speak to the RSR official race control, Greg Netherwood. Dakota Ehrman, what's the story going on with the 62 of John Wilco wanting to talk to the officials?
Well, guys, I'm going to have to actually dig up more on that. I'm not quite sure. I was actually going to talk about Bobby Terrell once more. He's back out on the track trying to rejoin the field here in pace on his final pace lap here. His toe was knocked out pretty badly. He will be off the pace quite a bit, but he is out there trying to make laps. Just to update there, guys.
As the field comes through the tri-oval here at Talladega, the green flag back in the air. And the leader, Doug Roth, jumps out with a pretty good lead in second. But you got to be weary of that, Michael Keaton, because if you take off and you get a big advantage, it's just like the Real Cup or the Nationwide cars. It allows the leaders to close, the guys in second on back to close in. As you see what's happening to Roth as he hits the back straight away.
Yeah, this is Talladega. You've got to have a tandem partner, and now that he's hooked up with Mark Bratcher, the 52 of Justin Boston, leaves him with no man to draft with, and now the leader of Eric Malik in that 9 truck, and the 03 of Ryan Bueller take over the 1-2 spot here, lap 42 West. Laps are counting down.
And man, have the mighty fallen changed in less than that last caution flag. A lot of drivers that were fighting to stay on the lead lap or to get their lap back to stay in the battle are now back to the front. Drivers like Doug Roth under attack with names like Granberg, Boston, Ritter, Vincent, Abbott, LeVere. They're all back. They're all battling. They're in turn number 1.
The battle right now here, West, is for 3rd position. Dwayne Vincent, Steve Ritter, now the 24 truck of Mark Bratcher and the 52 of Justin Boston trying to make themselves around him on the bottom. They do. Steve Ritter, Dwayne Vincent stuck on the outside. Meanwhile, Doug Roth goes from 1st to about 7th in about a half a lap.
Down the back straightaway, Boston is slicing and dicing behind him. It's David Lanza. Lanza says, where are you going to go, brother? I'm going to follow you. Anywhere you want to go, to the top, to the bottom, to the inside, to the outside. Slice or dice, ride or die. I'm with you, buddy. Down the back straightaway as they come back now into turn number 3 and 4 through the tri-oval. Vincent's now hooked up with Steve Ritter on the outside lane. Meanwhile, the number 9 of Eric Malik is out in front with the machine of Ryan Bueller, pulling to his inside for the lead now into turn number 1 and a swap job on the corner.
Good, perfect timing to do that. No one really pressuring behind. Now Eric's going to get in behind Ryan Bueller, going to push him now down the backstretch. Still 1-2, and look at that, Wes. No one's really close enough to try to catch him, but Doug Roth and the 10 of John Abbott hooked up. Two teammates, Stroker Races to the front as they look to go on the outside as the leaders in turn 3.
And now Justin Boston has changed his line. Now they'll go to the outside lane up on the top of the racetrack. The 24 is right there with him, Mark Bradshaw. Here comes Justin Boston, the ARCA native, down the back straight up in the turn number 4. The ARCA veteran is what I was going to say. He knows how to get it done. Meanwhile, 17, Bill Schoonover, it's gone, and we got a caution on the racetrack. Problems. Jason Lester has looped the number 92 American Racing Wheel Chevrolet around, and we are under the yellow flag with a 10-lap shootout, guys.
Yeah, it looked like Jason Lester just got into the left rear quarter panel of that number 2. And I think, guys, they were trying to go around that truck in front of them, and just a wrong place, wrong time to Scott Granberg right in front of them. And Jason Lester probably wasn't aware of that situation, and that's what caused that one, as you see on the replay here.
Yeah, caution out on the Sim Spirit Chevrolet Silverado of the 92 of Jason Lester is again looping around, hauling the action here for one more time. Second caution flag in the event as, wow, oh, we got a little contact. Looks like Justin Boston might have got into an incident with another driver on the racetrack. His truck is now, wow.
Yeah.
Was that wow, looks like the 92 has spun out again. Jason Lester and another truck got together with one another going into turn 3 and 4. Looks like we got a little activity after the caution flag, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it looked like John Wilco got into Lester there, coming down into turn 3. Spun him out. He is apologizing, though. He is apologizing. I think he was trying to get woed up, Wes, is all that really was. Wasn't aware of where the field was at.
Definitely an issue right there, and it looks like now everybody has cooler heads prevail. We did have an upcoming story where John Wilco wanted to see, okay, he is apologizing to Jason, saying he's sorry about that. Lucky Dog, Doug Fleming asking if he's going to get that Lucky Dog, and he has now got the wave around the pace car. And I'm assuming, Dakota Airman, we're going to get this race back going again, obviously. And did we ever find out what's going on with John Wilco wanting to talk to Greg Netherwood at Race Control after the event?
I can't tell you quite for sure, as it's been kind of kept on the down low. I think it was just something between his crew chief and himself that they're going to bring up with an admin after the race. It's nothing that was apparent in the race earlier, though, to my knowledge. He's been off the pace a little bit and been underneath the apron a few times when I went back and looked at him.
Update on the top 5. Let's go back down. Look who's using the bottom of the apron. We talked about that. Dakota did. I didn't think it was going to do it under caution, but what a better time to save your fuel and tires. Ryan Bueller in the 03 going to the bottom of the apron, speeding back up as they go into the corner, saving that tire, saving that fuel, ready to go to the end of this deal with like a 9-8 lap shootout coming up. Michael Keaton, what's your update on the drivers in the top 5, man?
Well, top 5 in points, West. Bobby Terrell, we saw him caught up in a wreck earlier, sitting back in 27th, still no progress for him. Meanwhile, Rhett McBride falling 1 from 17th back to 18th now, and Doug Roth. A minute ago, we saw him leading. Now he's all the way back to 6th. So if he can bring that Stoker Races Dodge back up to the front, that'll be good for the Stoker Races team. Joe, the show rooter, guys, involved in that wreck. Not the last one, but the one before. Big-time heavy damage to that car or truck. He falls from 30th to 31st during those laps. And then a man who hadn't moved up one quite bit, the 7th position driver right now, Dwayne Vincent.
I want to mention another driver that's in the back of the pack, but he's in 21st spot. That's the 07 truck of Doug Fleming, and I don't know why I didn't think of this when I first thought of his name, but Fleming Race Engines. He actually builds go-kart motors for WKA, the Maxis Money Pro Series drivers and things of that such, and it's really cool to have the engine builder Doug Fleming tune into the running the race here tonight at Talladega as he comes on to pit road. A couple other trucks are lap machines on pit road too, Dakota. As I think he's went to find out the story of what broke there with the whole Wilco incident. But I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton, coming down to the wire, Ryan Buehler in the catbird seat. He is ready to go, and if I remember correctly, wasn't he on the pole when this race first took the green?
Yes, he was. That 03 Chevrolet on the pole, fastest here at Talladega. Ryan Buehler, and sitting real pretty up there on the big spot right now.
Tell you another thing that's really impressed me as we're still under the caution flag as we're getting ready for a shootout here at Talladega. Just want to remind you of some of the other great things that are going on. We mentioned the great programming. Let's mention a couple of other sponsors that make it throughout the season. Of course, ETV Live, the only choice in simulation auto racing broadcasting since 2008. ETV Live has produced and engineered over 600 shows for almost 200,000 viewers. ETV Live has pioneered and engineered some of the best innovations in online auto sports broadcasting. Today, they set a new milestone with over 100,000 hits on the official website that I'm about to mention to you, www.etv-eplay.net. The industry experts know the leader in sim broadcasting is ETV Live. iLeague Race is your one-stop shop for iLeague race leagues looking for total website and points management. Custom scoring protocols, complete scheduling and management of series and events, even a blog setup to recap your race event. iLeague Race also provides driver and team signups with integration of APIs such as scoring tickers and points updates. If you have an iRacing league, you need iLeagueRace.com. Visit them today and get set up just like the Real Sim Racing series does, www.iLeagueRace.com. And of course, I'll tell you what, guys, coming down to the wire, you got Eric Malik. He's looked pretty strong. And John Abbott, he's due to go to victory lane. And don't count out Justin Boston. I think being an ARCA driver, Michael Keaton, he knows to get around Talladega.
Yeah, and don't forget here, Wes, that the Stroker Aces teammates are up front. Doug Roth and John Abbott, they're both sitting 3rd and 5th. That means on the restart, they're going to be right there behind each other. And that leaves Ryan Buehler with no one to draft with unless the number 9 truck of Eric Malik works with him. Now keep in mind, Eric Malik is part of Get Some Racing. Joe Reuter's back in the back. Scott Granberg's nowhere to be found. He's all the way back in 14th position, so he's nowhere to be found as well. So it might work out good for Mr. Malik here to let up on the restart and get in behind Ryan Buehler and let those guys tandem up.
And you know what's really impressed me is if you remember the incident which took out 4 trucks, of course it was the 33 of David Lanza, our first caution, the 12 of Douglas Wyatt, as well as the 4 of C.J. LeVere and the points leader Bobby Terrell. The only driver that has really showed any muster to come back and rally is inside the top 10. In 10th position, the 33 of David Lanza. And we know how the drafting, we know how the 2-truck tandem goes, Dakota Ehrman. Can he get back up in the front and battle for victory, which will come to 7 to go at the green flag. Okay, I guess Dakota's decided to go get a hot dog in the pit area as we'll get ready for the restart. Michael Keaton, what's your thoughts on that, buddy?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, I'm going to stick with the Stroker Aces team. I think that these guys are going to be able to get it done. They're both teammates. They're right there 3 and 5th right now on the track. I think they're going to get around these 2 leaders up here, Eric Malik and Ryan Buehler.
Ready for the finish. ETV Live, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay right here for you. But one thing we have not done the entire broadcast is to crank it up for you, as we're going to do it right now with 7 laps to go, 7 remaining. Who's going to heaven at Talladega with a great race here with 55 laps coming to the green flag. It'll be a 7-lap shootout. Hold your breath, buckle those seatbelts up, and get ready to crank up your speakers as we go. ETV Live, crank it up Talladega style. Coming to the wire, 5 laps to go, Talladega. And we hope you enjoyed that. Crank it up. Great job by John Wesley, engineer. We got one truck sliding up to the top of the racetrack. Meanwhile, for the top spot, it's hot, it's heavy. Bueller leads that battle, but Justin Boston's got a wingman. Mark Bratcher's ready to go, and they've been tag teaming it a lot tonight. They come to the line. It'll be 5 to go this time by as they come to the stripe, Michael.
2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back to 8th position, Wes. It's starting to get a little shaky. 5 fingers in the air by the flagman. This time as the 52 gets a little touchy-wutchy with the number 9 as they go down the front stretch.
Touchy-wutchy, watch your touchy as they go down into turn number 1. Wrong move, and it's going to be costly. To the lead, Bueller on the inside. He's your lead man that led him to the pole earlier. Boston, an ARCA veteran, to the outside lane, door to door. Sim versus ARCA, down the backstretch. Simulation and reality drivers battle for the lead at Talladega with now 4 to go.
Mark Bratcher, the man that's behind the ZLoop.com Chevrolet of Justin Boston, filling in for Aaron Grosskopf tonight in turn 1. He has the lead. 51 laps on the board. 4 to go at the line, Wes.
Here they come to the stripe. That inside lane is working, though, for Ryan Bueller. Ride or die to the bottom as he has now hooked up with that 9 of Eric Malik. And behind that machine is John Abbott, Doug Roth. You know they're hungry to go to victory lane. 3 wide for the lead. Roth is the meat in the sandwich. The hot dog between the bun. Bueller gets loose below the line as Malik is there with him. 3 to go as they got to turn 1. They're almost 5 wide into the corner.
Here comes Abbott. Here comes Doug Roth into the middle of 24. Suck on the outside. Momentum's going to be lost by Abbott, but he's still going to hang on as the 43 STB Stoker Races Pontiac pushes him to the lead down the backstretch.
Down the back straightaway. He got contact. Trucks make machines. They're bamming. They're wrecking behind each other. Justin Boston goes around a host of others. He gives up the 3rd spot, the 4th spot. This will be to the finish. They'll come to the flag. Caution lights are out. And who's out in front? Is it going to be Ryan Bueller? Who will it be at the scored pylon? The caution lights are waving, ladies and gentlemen. And John Abbott is out in front as the leader, but it looks like they're showing the scoring loop back before the caution fail, and Ryan Bueller from the pole wins a wild shootout at Talladega, Michael Keaton.
Wow. I'm going to say, I heard Westland on the radio in my ear saying Abbott, it was close. I'm talking about if Doug Roth would have gave Abbott another push, like 1 more inch, he would have had the lead and possibly the victory, as it's unofficial. But Ryan Bueller, the man from the pole, gets it done and first here tonight at Talladega in his first victory in the Outlaw Truck Series, if it holds up.
Many trucks involved, and we're going to recap that big wreck as I'm assuming, Dakota Ehrman, there's no way they can get this race back going again.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way with the time the caution fell out. I believe that will be in the 4-lap range, so we will not be going green flag racing to my knowledge here, guys.
Big trouble, and let's recap it. They were 4 wide, 5 wide, and I've caught up now with Adam Roberts' truck, the 88. He made a little contact. He got into the 24 of Mark Bratcher, and then here comes trouble. Randy Wells and a host of other trucks get involved. But I want you to then watch Justin Boston. Boston makes a job move to the inside of David Lanza, hooks the 86 truck in the process, or the 88 of Adam Roberts. That gets into Jimmy North, and in doing so, it allowed Justin Boston to go to the top of the racetrack in turn 3, and simply he looped it on his own. Wow.
So Ryan Bueller getting it done, and then the Stroker Race's teammate John Abbott of Doug Roth, who pushed him into 2nd, almost 1st, and then Eric Malik, who was pushing the pole sitter in the winner here tonight. Ryan Bueller finishes 3rd. Again, Doug Roth 4th. Steve Ritter, though, and Dwayne Vincent. How about these 2 guys hooking up pretty much all race long, coming from a lap down, fighting their way, clawing their way back into this one, finishing 5th and 6th, Wes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dakota Ehrman, we thought it was going to happen. We just didn't know, matter of when. It can come to the middle, it can come at the start, it can come to the end. And when it was all said and done, Michael Keaton, the big wreck, coming to less than 3 laps to go and over 8 trucks involved, Michael. What a heartbreak. The big one happened, and for a victor goes the spoils, trouble for many, and the excitement of one. Ryan Bueller from the pole pays his cards right, and gets the win. And now Justin Boston's now been given an end-of-lap penalty. What's going on, Michael Keaton? I heard the uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Boston was given an EOL penalty.
Ryan Bueller will be the man out in front if everything holds on right, if he doesn't run out of fuel, if he doesn't run out of, have any mechanical issue. Man, I'll tell you what a great race, Michael Keaton, as now you're starting to see trucks drive below the apron. But all Bueller's got to do is hold on at least a lap, a quarter and a lap more, and he will win here at Talladega.
You just kind of got to wonder what this is. Points. You got some heavy hitters who finished way back there. Bobby Terrell back in 25th. Rhett McBride all the way back there as well. So this is going to shake up the point standings here with only 3 races left after tonight. Next week, of course, we go to Charlotte. And this is going to shake some stuff up.
You know, this reminds me of another super speedway incident. It was at Daytona in 2007, the 500, when there was the big wreck, when Clint Boyer's car, Jack Daniels 07, was flipping across the finish line, catching on fire, taking out a big field of cars. Kyle Busch also involved, but it was Kevin Harvick and Mark Martin, and they set the finish by who got to the line first. Well, it was who got to the corner and had that nose out in front when the caution lights were displayed. The same issue happens here, Dakota Ehrman. You thought John Abbott was going to jump out in front. He's the Mark Martin of this deal. He's Mr. Consistency, but just comes up short because when the caution lights cut on, Ryan Bueller was just a hair out in front.
Yeah, and it's just that little bit that they need to get to victory or just be out in front when the caution comes out. And I know we have somebody in the chat saying Rhett McBride is back in 9th. He's not too far back there, guys. I mean, he'll still make up quite a few points on Bobby Terrell in this points chase here.
Yeah, when it's all said and done unofficially, it looks like Rhett McBride will finish in 9th. And Bobby Terrell in the 14th with a bad night at Talladega, and he will finish in 23rd. And this is an unknown track, as we always talk about. Of course, they'll come and cycle to the checkered flag behind the pace car. This time by the field already on, coming into the to the bottom of the racetrack, Joe Bueller. And again, I believe he's trying to conserve fuel and does not want to have any type of issue whatsoever. But I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton, a tremendous applause and a roar by the crowd here in an awesome effort. A great race the fans saw and the broadcast, the listeners heard tonight as Ryan Bueller from the pole plays his cards right and just barely holds off John Abbott to win here in a wild one at Talladega. Here they come into the tri-oval under caution. 3 laps. The big wreck, and when it's all said and done, the 03 Chevrolet from the pole of Ryan Bueller wins at Talladega for the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. 2nd spot goes to John Abbott, 3rd to Eric Malik, 4th to Doug Roth, and 5th to Steve Ritter. And now there's bumping and banging. Roth gives him a little love tap saying congratulations. We've caught up with Ryan Bueller in the booth. Ryan Bueller, what an awesome race here today, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even think I was going to get it. Without that caution, we would have been 2 laps short of fuel.
Did you play your cards right? Obviously, you were quickest on the track in qualifying. You turned a 51.987. You were 2nd quick during practice. Was that the strategy you and the race team talked about, was just to hang back, stay out of trouble, and then go at the second half of the race or the last 20 laps?
Our strategy was to initially pit early, get out front. We timed our pit stops perfect. We would have had a huge lead, but then we just, for some reason, our fuel calculations were a little bit off. So we would have been 2 laps short on fuel. So we were trying to figure out what to do what to do for the finish. Then it ended up working out that caution came out. Unfortunately, my teammate Joe, who we were trying to push for the win, got taken out with checking up. But I guess there's not much we could do there.
And obviously, like I said, it reminded me so much of the 2007 Daytona 500 with Mark Martin and Kevin Harvick, and when the wreck happened to the line, who got to the caution light first, and what was you thinking when you had John Abbott at you, and was you ready to see those yellow lights flicker?
Well, my teammate Eric Malik, he was he was flashing in the red since the corner, but we saw the wreck coming. He just put her to the floor and just barely got the lead. So it could have been either way.
Absolutely. Well, buddy, do some donuts, celebrate down there, burn them up, and celebrate what a great race you did here at Talladega. And before we let you go, why don't you thank all your sponsors?
I'd like to say thanks to Scott Granberg at GSR Racing for inviting me to this league. I wish I could help them for the win, but I'm glad our team ran strong.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's your winner at Talladega. That is the number 03 from the pole, quickest in qualifying, and goes on to wins the event. That is the driver, Mr. Bueller. What a great job he did here tonight, going to victory lane. And I'll tell you what, just playing your cards right, Michael Keaton, and it pays off for that driver to win in the 03 at Talladega from the pole.
Yeah, Talladega's the type of track that you got to be in the right place at the right time. The 03 Chevrolet GSRRacing.net truck put himself in the right place by getting on the pole, and then there at the last second, having Eric Malik put him to the front and kept John Abbott and Doug Roth at bay.
So Bueller wins from the pole. We'll continue with the rest of our iLeagueRace.com post-race show as the checkers fall at Talladega. We'll be right back on ATV Live Radio, powered by the HD Radio Network. This is the RSR Outlaw Truck Series.
Landon Huffman coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over to Wayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, and we got one car on the bottom of the 10 car.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Welcome back. Talladega Super Speedway and the iLeagueRace.com post-race show continues along after a wild event here in Talladega. Bueller gets the checkered flag of the 03 from the pole, but we still got 2 other drivers we need to mention in second and third. And man, I'll tell you what, Mr. Consistency of RSR, it's John Abbott at the number 10, and Michael Keaton's caught up with him down on pit road.
Yeah, Mr. John Abbott there, you running with Doug Roth, Stroker Race's teammate. John, it looked like you may have passed Ryan Bueller there in turn 3, but officials saying just by a couple of nose hairs, Ryan beat you.
Yeah, Batman, I told Doug before that restart that we probably, the chances were we were probably going to have a full-out run, so we were pretty aggressive there. And I saw him wrecking behind us, and I was just hoping that I was out front, but I got to hand it up to Ryan there. He did what he had to do.
Now, John, you came into tonight's race 16th in points, only 3 starts, 2 top 10s, though, and now you've got a top 2, I guess, to your name, or top 5. You finished second here tonight, but how does that make you feel? Do you missing that one race, sitting 16th in points? You know, you could probably be up there in the top 5, maybe in the top 10. How does that move you into Charlotte next week?
Well, I just I missed the first race of the season, and I knew then that the points championship would be would be out of the realm of possibility. But so each race actually maybe a little more aggressive than what I might be if I was running for a championship. So it's a lot of fun, be able to run that way. Just go for the win.
And John, of course, before we let you go and talk to the third place winner, Eric McLeek, who put Ryan Bueller towards the front, who makes it happen for you?
Well, couldn't have, would not have had the finish without my teammate Doug Roth with the stroker races, and all my teammates. His wife Lynetta is tuned in tonight, watching the race, and so glad to have her watching. And the plan there was to, get out front, do a switch, and then push Doug to the win. Just didn't get there. But Steve Herring, Rich Jett, my other teammates, wouldn't be possible without them. My sponsor, DeSoto Honda, that's actually who I work for, so a little plug for them. And my mother may have been watching tonight if her internet was holding up. I don't think she's ever watched, but so hopefully she got to watch.
All right, thanks, John Abbott. And now we're going to send it back to Wesley Outland.
Yeah, thank you so much, John Abbott. Again, the runner-up in that race. And again, I think the nickname has got to stick to him now, Keaton, Mr. Consistency, because of everything he has gone through in both the Full Throttle Cup Series on Monday and the Truck Series. It just seems like he's digging, ready to break through, and I believe things are coming for that number 10 racing team very shortly, the Stroker Race Racing Stables. And now let's go back down to pit road. Dakota Ehrman, he is caught up now with Eric McLeek with a great drive he had in the 9 truck, Dakota.
Yeah, guys, the man who started 12th and worked his way up to 3rd. Eric, what a drive and what a race for you. Talk about it, man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Guys ran real clean, kind of held their lines. Definitely been in a lot crazier races here. But, we worked together, the teammates, the GSR group. We had definitely a strategy coming in. It was going to leave us a little bit short on fuel, so kind of happy that the yellow came out. But, got to give credit to those guys for helping me get there, and Scott and Joe the show. It's just too bad that he got wrecked earlier.
Eric, man, what was the secret to staying out there and surviving through the mayhem that was the last final laps there?
Well, Ryan and I got jump on that last restart, and I was going to try to push him as long as I could, and we got to a point there where we couldn't switch, and I was starting to, oil temp was up around 250, 255, and I had to stick my nose out. I couldn't push him as hard as I wanted to, and I could see the other guys getting a run. I think the 10 and the 43 were getting a run there, and I saw him wrecking behind, and I just matted the gas and tried to get Ryan out in front of the 10, and we got him out just a couple nose hairs out in front.
Man, finally, who makes it happen for you here tonight?
I'd like to thank my sponsors, U.S. Bank and Tri-County Heating. Got to thank my teammates, too, the GSR guys, Scott Granberg, Joe the Show, Ryan came on, 23 and the 24, and we got some help from Justin Boston there, too. We were all kind of working together. It's kind of neat that we were all running up front. It's just too bad we couldn't finish in the top 6, 7 like that.
And there's your third place finisher all the way from 12th position at the start of the race. What's that one?
Thank you so much, man. Great job down there again to the top 3 drivers. Bueller getting the win. Of course, Abbott and the machine of Malik going into the top 3. And another race in the books on a Thursday night with the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. Michael Keaton. And we'll pack it up and get ready for the next one coming up.
Yep, 3 to go. Next week's at Charlotte. See if Bobby Terrell can hang on to the points lead. And we won't know exactly who takes over what spot until next week. So it'll be a surprise on who has the points lead going into 3 races remaining.
Absolutely, and of course also want to remind you the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series is their next stop is at the Brickyard, the home of John Westling in Indianapolis, Indiana, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the birthplace of speed, as we'll get ready for a great race there in the Brickyard 65 for the Icebreaker Winter Series next Monday night. Join yours truly along with Michael Keaton, Dakota Ehrman on pit road for the broadcast here tonight, like you've seen for the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. Final thoughts on Talladega? Let's go to pit road to Dakota Ehrman.
It was about like we expected. It was clean at first, which was not expected, but it was a big mess at the end and a big fiasco, which is what everybody thinks about Talladega and Daytona at the end of the races. So a lot of like what we thought it would be, at least towards the end of the race. A rather exciting race, and glad to be a part of it.
And Michael Keaton, what's your thoughts, buddy? And always a honor and a pleasure working beside you in the booth, buddy.
Absolutely, just like what Dakota mentioned, Wes, that we had that long green flag run, then we had the green flag cautions, and then everything kind of got spreaded out. And there's this is no secret. These guys love to race close and race hard and fast right there next to each other. So I think a lot of them were glad that late caution did come out because it bunched everybody back up together. And I'm telling you, these guys live and breathe Dega. Every person that races at Talladega loves the track and loves how it runs. So. And it put on a great show, too, towards the end. And I tell you, if we'd have had that thing go under caution or under green and not under caution, we might have seen two-stroke races in victory lane.
Absolutely, and I secondly agree with everything you guys have said, and I back it up 100%. Great racing. We saw it all. We saw the green flag pit stops. We saw the excitement leading up to running through lap traffic, battling to stay on the lead lap, and then getting involved in an incident. And those three trucks battling there for position, and the leader getting taken out, and then coming back and battling back with putting 20 trucks on the lead lap, and then the intensity coming down with an 8-lap shootout, and then trouble there at the end. When it was all said and done, Bueller gets it done and wins in the 03 from the pole here at Talladega. And, of course, next stop for ETV Live broadcasting will be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It's the Super Speedway Cup Series. Make sure you go to etv-eplay.net for all information. Big thanks to all of the sponsors and contingencies to make it happen here for our broadcast tonight with the RSR Outlaw Truck Series from Talladega, the VRC MK2 virtual racing seat from Bob Earl Racing. And the Winter Is Motorsports Show, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, Inside Sim Racing TV, Fast Track Racing Series Weekly Live, and, of course, iLeagueRace.com. And this has been a broadcast of ETV Live Radio, the only choice in simulation auto racing broadcasting since 2008. ETV Live has produced over 600 shows with over 200,000 viewers, and today set a new milestone with over 100,000 hits on our website. ETV Live has pioneered and engineered some of the best innovations in online sports broadcasting. The industry experts know ETV Live is the only choice. The leader in sim broadcasting, go to etv-eplay.net. The voices you heard in our broadcast tonight, Michael Keaton alongside me, Wesley Outland, Dakota Ehrman, the ETV Live All-Star Pit Reporter, and, of course, John Wesley, the engineer, and J.D. Webb running the boards for ETV Live Radio, and Phil Foltz with the HD Radio Network powering the broadcast there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the archives and the replays, and we'll pack it up and get ready for Charlotte next Thursday night with the RSR Outlaw Truck Series. Good night and God bless.